Here are some of my artist goals for the near future. So the first one I have is keep experimenting with portraits. I haven't done a portrait in a really long time. I did a sketch recently for my art class, but I haven't done like a full-blown portrait in forever. I want to experiment with using words in my paintings, which I also have only done once in like one abstract painting I did in middle school. And I think that could be really cool. I want to do some more indoor scenes. Like I just did an indoor scene for a commission, and that was really fun. It was really annoying to get the lighting inside versus outside, like get that contrast. I think it turned out good, and my next paint along is also an indoor scene of a cat sitting on a sofa. So we're gonna be dabbling in that a little bit. Also, I have been reading and looking at Gauguin's artwork as well as Edvard Munch's art. That's a Norwegian painter, very famous. He's the Scream guy. Gauguin, close with Van Gogh. Both are expressionist and inspired. They're like post-impressionism vibe. Anyways, all of that is to say, I've been really inspired by the way they can make mood with color and very, very simple imagery. And I really want to be able to do that myself and illustrate my dreams or my thoughts or my feelings or my deepest core experiences with color and simple shapes. This is a hardcover Gauguin illustrated book that I got at a secondhand bookstore, and it's quite big. It's quite thick. I honestly had no idea who Gauguin was. I couldn't find any Edvard Munch, so I looked up artists similar to him and then found Gauguin. I didn't read it entirely. I'm more interested in autobiographies than biographies, and I don't care a lot for information about where they were living and I don't know how to explain it. I want to know their philosophy. I don't want to know how many years they lived in France, whatever. Anyways, his works are really cool, and I'm really glad that I took the time to look through it at the bookstore and, get the book. Oh, that's a naked woman. I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. Let me find a piece that I like. His landscapes are really, really beautiful. They remind me a lot of my grandpa's work, but my grandpa, I found this out at Christmas. We were looking through his old art supplies. He passed away. We were looking through his old art supplies, and in his art box, he had a bunch of postcards of artists' paintings, and we're like, hey, those paintings look exactly like his. And we realized that he was doing master copies of all of these postcards, and genuinely there were 20 of them that were the exact same, and we're like, dang. We all thought that he did this out of his imagination or from a picture, but it was a picture of someone else's artwork that he just copied. Anyways, it does take skill to copy, to be fair, I guess, but anyways, I don't think he was selling them. I don't think he was fully plagiarizing or anything. He did it for himself and put it up in his house. The other two books I got were Concerning the Spiritual in Art by Kandinsky. I don't know a lot about Kandinsky, but I am very interested in spirituality and philosophy, so I figured I would like this. I still haven't touched it, and it's been a month, but God willing, I will read it. Then I got a Paul Klee book. This is a script from one of his speeches or lectures. I think it's more of a lecture. I also haven't touched this, but I do know Paul Klee and I do know his work, and I like it very much. I really liked this self-portrait that he did. And I did one of myself in my sketchbook. I will get to these, that's my goal. As I try to get more expressive with my artwork, inspired by those artists, I have started drawing and painting my dreams. I started to do this as a way to get myself to draw or paint all the time. Like if I ever run out of ideas, I can think, oh, what was I dreaming about last night? Okay, let's try and recreate that feeling or those thoughts as an image. So here's one of the paintings. Very simple, colorful. Then here's another one. It's still wet. This was a nightmare from like half a year ago. So lots of inspiration to be had. I'm not the type of person to like write my dreams and write what happened because it's so much more of a feeling to me. Like I'm not a creative writer and I would not do a great job. I just can't translate it that well. The only way I can think of translating it is through color and through weird abstract symbols I don't really understand myself. And like half of it is just making it up as you go, like making up your own little language, if that makes any sense at all. Some other broad goals I have are to live and live slow. I don't want to live to work, I want to work to live. I really want to get to the point where I can be able to do that. I don't want to do the whole 9 to 5 thing. I think that is silly, and it's disappointing that everyone has to do that. I find that I am very addicted to watching things, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or listening to music or literally whatever. I spend so much time doing those things, and I end up not being able to create at all. And I just want to get back to the point of like being a kid and, you know, doing paper after paper after paper, just like scribbling or expanding on ideas, collecting all those papers under my bed or in a drawer, making crafts. Like it was an endless stream of just experimenting. I do think that's partly why I am good at art now, was just how much time I spent doing that as a kid. That was really valuable, and I do want to start incorporating that again to my benefit. I won't be like suppressing any anxiety or emotions and just saving it for later when I'm just constantly watching this stuff. I think I'll be better able to relax and process things and create. The third goal is to do plein air. I have this idea of painting at the beach in the summertime or even the spring, like it's warm enough. Honestly, I could do it right now. Start painting at the beach in the spring. Have people come up to chat. The big thing for me is like community and talking to other artists, talking to other people who aren't artists, getting philosophical, let's say. But not in like a let's argue way, but in like, dude, we're all so connected and let's talk about it. God, life is so freaking beautiful type of way. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, it's cliche. I don't care. Yeah, I think it could be really fun to paint at the beach. I love the beach. As long as it's not super freaking hot, I think it'll be great. I can't sell at the beach. You need a permit to do that. But I can hang out. I can talk to some people. And I've never done plein air before, and it's a completely different skill set. I don't even think I've painted from life before. So we'll see how that goes. This kind of builds on the books that I was talking about before, but my fourth goal is to do some master copies, recreating my favorite artists' works, like fully copying it, and just getting good at their techniques and trying to copy it as closely as I can to the best of my ability. This will help me see their works in so much more detail. I'll notice the tiniest little things and probably gain a greater appreciation for them. I think it'll build my skill. I'll have a dope-ass piece of artwork that I can keep. Obviously, I can't sell it, but I'll have my favorite paintings in my house. I'm thinking Edvard Munch and I don't know who else yet. Not sure. Maybe my art teacher, but I think that would be really hard because his paintings are so loose and just so, like, not intricate, but, like, he's skilled, man. He's so skilled. Then the last goal is doing a show or exhibition or some sort of, like, community thing. I've been looking at Slice of Life, which is a art, I don't want to say collective in Vancouver, but like they do exhibitions, they have a gift shop, they have photo booths at their store, and it's really inclusive. It includes a bunch of artists. I think that would be really cool. I've also been looking at the Eastside Culture Crawl, but I don't have a studio in the Eastside. I can't afford it right now. And their admission fee, like in order to be an artist in the show, it's like $180 early bird. And I just think that's kind of crazy. I haven't never done an art show, so maybe I am just not like familiar with how much those things cost. But like, I just feel like that's crazy. The Culture Crawl like does no setup as far as I know, other than the website and like signage, which is something. But still. I was also looking at art under 100 recently, which started in Calgary, but they've had 2 shows in Vancouver. I think that could be cool, but I would need to make like 100 pieces. Small ones, but still 100. I was looking at their contract, or like their previous contracts, and it also seems a little suspicious. Just in terms of like, the artist doesn't have a lot of control of where their art goes within the exhibition. And also it's like so many artists, like hundreds of artists, which like can be a good thing, but like the person called it like a liquidation sale. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that term for like art. Like I really just think this is hard for me to explain what I'm thinking, but it's really just like commodifying, is that the right word? Like, yes, they're making it cheap. They're making it more accessible to more buyers, but that's the whole thing, like, oh, let's maximize our profit by creating a bunch of small pieces at really low prices so we can make the most money that we can. I don't know. It sounds like they do have a great community, and they seem like very nice people. Those are just my personal thoughts. So I don't know if I'll do that. It's kind of like a maybe at this point. I think it would maybe be a nice like entry point, but at the same time, I just have so many like moral issues and value issues with so many things in the art world. It makes it so hard. I feel like I have to tread lightly around everything because the entire system is not really designed for artists and creative people, and maybe I'll be able to better elaborate on my thoughts in the future because I don't really know how to describe how I feel about it right now, but it's something I'm always grappling with, especially as a newer artist, and there's so many contradictions. Ugh, it's so exhausting. Anyways, those are some of my goals for the future of my art career.